Good day, good people. This is the Holla the Truth podcast, brought to you by yours truly, Holla the Truth. Giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it? Have you found a safe space for yourself?
Yes, I created that.
Yeah.
I created that. My safe space. I have an altar at my spot. I'm highly spiritual. I don't conform with a religion. My family's Catholic. I grew up Catholic. But I have a very strong connection with God and my spirit team. That's what I call it. So I start my morning with meditation. It's affirmations. And then from the affirmations, it's a guided meditation. Then I go to the altar, I pray, give my gratitude, then meditate at the altar. But listen, when I'm at the altar, I'm listening, and I just kind of sets the tone for my day. So I'm heavy in my journey right now. So
yeah, I got into meditating this year. Still trying to get better at it, as I've explained, but the meditation for sure helps throughout the days.
Even if it's for like 10 minutes. And
it's literally 10 minutes every morning when I wake up. If I got to take the kids to school, I wake up at 7, meditate, and then by 10:20, I'm out the door. I mean, by 7:20.
I love that for you because me. It takes me some time.
But I've been struggling. It's been a cool little week or so since I actually sat down and did what I was doing. But we getting back into it. I was in a little funk. We shaking out. It happens.
It's the ebbs and flows, but definitely I feel like in my spiritual journey, I have created that safe space within myself. I've created that home within myself because I moved around a lot. I didn't feel comfortable anywhere. I didn't feel like I fit in with anybody. I said, I'm an alien. You know what I mean? So I had to create that within myself and have that connection with God and my divine source so that I could feel okay every day.
Growing up, did you have conversations about mental health? Because mental health seems like a big thing now, and it seems like it's it's obviously more awareness surrounding it. But do you remember having conversations growing up?
Yeah, no. My family is from the South. Okay, I'm Creole, Haitian Creole. These motherfuckers. Now that I acknowledge mine, it's what do you mean you depressed? Yo, we come from the same bloodline. You mean you not depressed? We come from the same fucking bloodline. I am not the only one. Y'all motherfuckers are delusional, No, but in all seriousness though, I feel like I am one of the first in my generations to acknowledge and speak on it. But I came across some medical records of mine when I was 16 from when I was in foster care. And I didn't know that I was being diagnosed. I didn't know that they were watching me like that. But I guess, it comes with territory and shit like that. But I was I diagnosed with dysthymia, which is a depression. It's like a manic depression, basically. So as I got older, I looked into it. And it's crazy because when I talk to my siblings about it, you know what I mean? My cousin that adopted me and shit like that, they're just like, what do you mean depressed? First of all. My mom died when I was 6. You know what I mean? I had to go through foster care. I've been a victim of various traumas. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't I be? So I feel like in the Black family, but just talking about Black history, we didn't have a chance to feel through our shit. We just had to get through it. You know what I mean? So when you got them parents that, my auntie that helped raise us, nigga, she was born in Louisiana. The race on her birth certificate said Negro.
My grandma said Negro.
You feel me? So it's tell them that you depressed. You feel me? What the fuck do you mean?
That's actually the proper term for us. But
yeah, so it's just my family definitely doesn't recognize those type of things at all. But I feel like that's really big in the Black family. It's not recognized, just a lot of.
Wasn't, because it is now. Some of that shit's hard to take serious because it's so popular now. It's popularized, so it kind of takes away from the real ideas of it. Kind of like the LGBTQ movement. It's being so popularized that it's hard to take some of that shit serious. Don't kill me for it. Don't shoot the messenger, man. But yeah, it does. But even like in black culture, we throw the race card out there a lot. There's a lot of ignorant motherfuckers that throw the race card out there for any and everything, and it becomes less of a serious thing. Like, it's hard to take that shit serious when you hear it so much.
Your race card, sir?
Ah, my African American Express. I've been waiting since yesterday to use you.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I have a joke. Like with my friends in Vegas, because like I have my friends that aren't like all black or whatever. So like anytime they would say the word black, I'm like, oh. Why I gotta be black? And my best friend, like she's you've seen her on like some of my episodes or whatever, she's Hispanic. And like in the beginning she didn't know I was joking. But because this bitch, her whole wardrobe is black. You know what I mean? Like, but she has a black cat, I had a black dog, like so. But anytime I heard the word black, just the cat off, like just, because I'm the only black person in the room. But they do get like, oh no, it's not. I was joking. I don't give a fuck. Like,
but you know, it can be funny, but that also desensitizes it.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't want people around, because like I've been around all walks of life, like, you know, like hood babies, because I was in the projects with white people, you know what I mean, and Hispanic. So it's like, but I also been in the suburbs with different races as well. So it's like, don't feel like you gotta walk on eggshells because you're around a black woman. Like, it's like, I don't want to say it like that, but this black person, if they're black, it's cool. Like, why do you feel uncomfortable saying that this was a black guy? Like, right. He's black, right? Like, so I make light of shit because like some people do take things, I don't know, sometimes we take ourselves too serious. Shit, so.
So what are some habits now that you've created for yourself to take care of your mental health?
No, it's definitely my going into my sacred space every morning. I have to. But then also like just shit on the weekends and things like that. Like I don't do the routine as heavy as I do, but yeah, I work with victims of trauma. So yeah, it gets heavy. When I was heavy in my caseload, I'm waking up to text like I was raped last night type shit. You know what I mean? And like I'm trying to leave my trafficker. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to help you find shelter. So that's really why I got like really heavy in it, because I have to set the tone for my day, or else like your day will take you. You know? So like, and then I started incorporating the affirmations. You know what I mean? And it helps because like throughout my day I would start incorporating, everything is always working out for me. You know what I mean? Like the universe loves me. Like everything, the universe is forever in my favor. Like that type of shit. So I'm a goddess. You know what I mean? But like I facilitate a youth group. So because of my practices, when we first start group, the first 60 seconds is a minute of mindfulness. So I turn off the lights, like turn on the frequency, and y'all don't have to meditate, but you have 60 seconds to sit with yourself. And then after that, I have everybody go around, tell me 5 things that you're grateful for. And then end it with the I am statement. And it is so crazy to see how uncomfortable someone is uplifting herself. Mm-hmm. Especially like a young person. And it's like, I want y'all to like learn to uplift yourself so that nobody can disempower you. You feel me? If you know who the fuck you are, nobody can tell you. You know what I mean? And I feel like I went through a lot of my life allowing motherfuckers to tell me who I was. And I did things to accommodate other people. And then I went to the rebellion of being a stripper because it's like, I'm tired of that shit. Fuck y'all. Now I'm a stripper now. What you got to say, you know?
But I had no idea.
People at school got something to say.
Word on the streets that you out there dancing butt naked at the Players Club.
And from there, I built myself. So it's levels, but like I said, it's a beautiful struggle. As long as you learn it.
I feel it. You have any questions for me?
Yes, I do actually. Didn't even hesitate. God damn it.
Wasn't anticipating that.
Okay, first, because we're still in the energy of Valentine's weekend. So I wanted to ask you a fill in the blank. Well, yeah, establish a fill in the blank. Love is.
That's hard. I guess the first thing that came to mind was war, just in general.
Okay. Cut. No.
Just based on
The first things that pop in your mind.
yeah, that
what
was
is love?
pretty much the first thing that popped in my mind. But if I had to break that down, you're gonna go through a lot of things when you love somebody. It's not always gonna be good. You would hope it is. I would wish the best for anybody wanting to be in love or in love, that everything is always glitter and gold. But
Definitely not.
you're gonna end up with some traumas from love. Really from trying to figure out what it is though. Like growing up, trying to figure out what love is, trying to understand it, you're gonna end up with some battle wounds. It's like playing sports or, making beats or anything, carpal tunnel. All of that shit comes with the making of it, of the beautiful struggle like you just mentioned. We gotta learn to roll with the punches.
How do you love on yourself?
How do I love on myself?
Or have you gotten there yet? Some people haven't even reached that part.
I don't think I'm there yet. I have love for myself, but sometimes I don't feel like I'm my reason for staying here. That was a little deep.
No, it was. I love that though.
Sometimes I'm not always what I look at as my reason for still wanting to be here and around. So I don't necessarily think I found that love for myself as much as people would say I'm narcissistic. And
if I can interject a little bit, I feel like understanding is bigger than us, right? So I feel like I know that I'm a lot of my purpose is for other people, but that doesn't mean that I don't love myself any less. You know what I mean? Like that should allow you to love yourself bigger, because it's like, I'm here for y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But that it makes it bigger. You know what I mean? But I do get that. Okay, hold on. So, okay, because this ain't on here, but fuck, what was I about to say? No, I asked it. Just how do you love yourself? You answered that, right? Did I ask that?
Yeah, I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Okay, so then I do have actual questions. So can you express how important mental health is for Black men?
Extremely important. I think we're traumatized in ways we don't even know. And the more Black men I get on here and have these conversations with, I don't even think they understand how traumatized they are with things, just the history, the past. It's a variety of things that are traumatizing us from early ages. To go off course a little bit, one of the things that I didn't even know I was traumatized from was seeing people shot and killed. It took me a long time to even realize that was a traumatizing thing. In my mind, somehow I set with the idea that this is a common theme.
Yeah.
People have seen this, and it's not at all. I'm a part of the 1% when it comes
That's
to
how
that.
I feel about Black men in jail. When I listen to stories from Black men who have actually been in prison, you know what I mean? And did you just hear what the fuck you just said? That's not normal. You were just tortured. This is literal torture. And it's good, whatever. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, we sweep shit under the rug a lot. But
you guys aren't allowed to.
The trauma comes from us being taught what men are by women, society, the internet now. A lot of us didn't have those men to teach us how to be whatever the idea of a man is. I really still don't even know what people are looking for in a man. What is a man?
I think my pops, I asked him because he's one of the people in my life that has been through a lot of the trauma that I have. You've lost both of your parents, you've lost a child, you've lost the love of your life, you've lost your favorite sibling. Dad, how do you get through this? And he baby, I just went to work. That's how you keep himself busy. After losing my brother and shit like that, and it's just he not happy in this situation. And Pops ain't he always finding even if he's off, he's always finding an errand to run. He has to keep himself busy. And I feel like men do that. Y'all just
on autopilot.
Definitely.
And trying to put that shit as far back as you can. Like I said, it took me till I was like 23 to even realize how traumatized I was from not having a dad. I was so traumatized to the point that up until about 22, 23, 22, 23, I blamed him for being gone. Like, it ain't even his fault. I mean, some of the course he took to get to where he was in life, you know, that was all circumstantial, and he possibly could have avoided that. But I took it as it was his fault that he wasn't here for me. And it took a real sit down and conversation with myself to even realize, like, bro, it's not his fault. Like, that was out of control.
No, facts. Like, I had resentment about my mom, losing my mom to her addiction. You know what I mean? It's like you have all of us, so like, why couldn't you fucking stop? You know what I mean? And just over time had the reason with like, okay, my grandma was a disciplinary. She beat our ass, so just imagine what she did to her own kids. You know what I mean? Like, she was a cold motherfucker. So just coming up under that, and now y'all in the projects in Sunnydale in San Francisco. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, so just like what you had to go through, I had to empathize with all that shit and like recognize that like how much addiction is an illness. You know what I mean? Like, I was a hyphy movement team, nigga. Like, this or die, motherfucker. Period. Like, and we was hella, like, I was young partaking with that shit. You know what I mean? I felt like it was responsible in a certain way, just justifying my irresponsibility. You know what I mean? But at the same time, just like having to go over it, like, and just have that understanding. You know what I mean? Like, shit, like, we have it a lot easier than they did. You know, so
Facts.
Shit was a lot more dangerous and shit like that back then and shit. So,
which takes us back to, how the fuck would you smoke some crack?
like, there was never that moment. Like, and I've been depressed, okay?
Yeah,
let me tell you, as a single mom,
suicide might have been on mine, but crack is crazy.
Nigga, I'm over here like the painless way to do it. How can? Because that's how I know. You know, I'm a punk. But the painless. I want to do it, but not like how they do it. You know, like, so it just, you know, and that's just me being real. I laugh at my trauma, but you know, I get there. So
not to say that to desensitize.
Yeah, because that is a very sensitive topic. I know people that have, like, you know, so that is very, you know, but I've been there, you know, so it's just
Me as well.
There were some times in my life where I felt like it was over. There were some times when I felt like, God, what am I doing here? Why am I breathing? Why am I living? What is my purpose? But God saw fit that I would be here this very day. And I'm not just talking about myself, but there's somebody who's been here who was at the brink of suicide, at the brink of throwing in the towel. Didn't know if you were going to make it out of that situation. Didn't know if you was going to make it out of a separation. You didn't know if you were going to make it out of the attack of the enemy. But God kept you. He held you in his right hand. He held you. He told you that I love you. He told you that you're more valuable than what you think. He told you that you are going to be great.
But okay, let me see. So okay, cool. Because like I said, like I'm gonna keep it on like a love frequency as well. And this is for all the ladies out there that want to know, what is, from a man's perspective, a black man's perspective, what is the best way to love a black man?
Ooh. I think men in general, but for a black man,
I'm talking about
we go out there. We go out there and we got to deal with everything the world brings to us, you know, from white men to white women to accusations to always being the burden bearer of everybody's whatevers. We want peace. Like, we want to come to some peace. Of course, there's going to be some friction. We get that. But I don't want to come home every day and hear this, what you need, your needs aren't being met, and this, that, and the third. Most men are probably not big on gifts. Trauma has probably kept us from being what's the word? Being responsive to affection. But peace. Like, a lot of women think men go cheat for whatever reasons, but a lot of the time it be peace. Like, even if you're not fucking somebody else. Sometimes you just want to be around somebody that don't know the true, authentic you, or the you that this person that you've built this foundation with knows, and you just want somewhere to feel unjudged. You want to feel like you're valued. A lot of the times when we get in relationships, black men and women, because we're so divisive of one another, we tend to scrutinize and hold our past on each other. We hold media on each other. And we hold each other to those same standards. Like, niggas ain't shit. That's not just a quote. Like, that's obvious.
A lifestyle. That's a being.
Something
that's
in us. That's psychologic, you know. We don't tap into that deep enough to really understand how traumatizing that is to us as a people and in relationships in general. We did, again, the desensitized word. We desensitizing the whole idea. Like, I think we need to start a t-shirt line. Niggas are shit. Niggas are shit,
everything. Black men are everything. No, period.
You know, because the narrative behind that is fucking us, you know.
But that should go back, that go even like tying back into Black history, how like Jim Crow, like that, we didn't make that niggas ain't shit up, like that mentality up. That was embedded in us through the separation and fucking, what I want to say, public assistance type shit. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, definitely we can shit. I would be heavily a part of the Black Men Are Everything campaign, because what the fuck do you mean? Black man is God. That Black man is the king. That's the Mecca, just like the Black woman is. So, yeah, thank you for that, because I do feel like with the fact that I am raising a young Black man, I'm very intentional on like every step of how I'm raising him, even though like he does test me and I'm just like, I want to beat his ass. Like, you need a whooping. My grandma would have whooped your ass, but I'm over here feeling like a punk ass bitch because I'm letting you slide. But okay, whatever. But regardless of the dynamic between me and his father, he does not need to know that. Like, shit, even my son's, he don't need to know how, like, the darkest thoughts that I have for him, because that's something I need to work through, right? But I feel like if I walk about this bitch like niggas ain't shit and his daddy ain't shit, what is my son gonna feel like? You know what I mean?
If
and
he
my
refers to himself in that light,
yeah,
he sees himself in his father. He
yeah,
sees himself
like
in
that's daddy. Like, he know
media.
That's his motherfucker. So like,
it's a trickle down.
Yeah, and that's his hero. You know, like, so I would never take that from him. You know what I mean? And I've had my moments like, I honestly wholeheartedly can see why women are driven to, like, you can't see him. You know what I mean? You can't see him or her or whatever. You know, but at the same time, it's bigger than us. And like, I feel like spiritually, just being a being on this planet, it's bigger than us. And like, our every action does reflect another person's, whether it's our child or a bystander. You know what I mean? Like, every interaction. So just for my legacy, nigga, you need to know that you are everything. So I can't diminish myself. I can't treat myself like I ain't shit, but I also can't treat your father like he ain't shit either. Cause like, you gonna wear that. And no, you need to be the best that you can be. Period. Like, I
appreciate that coming from a Black woman.
Thank you. Because like, my brothers were called stupid and fat ass and bitch, and nigga, I would never call my son none of that shit. Get out of my face. That's go to your room. Timmy, time out. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna like diminish him as a man, because like, I can't teach him how to be a man. You know what I mean? Like, even if his father like fall short of that because of wherever he fell short with his father, I don't want to be the seed in that. Like, I think that's when I found out I was having a boy, I was scared. Like, a Black man, like I know, like, I can never understand what it is like to be a Black man. Like, and I give y'all like the utmost, because like, y'all, you have to walk out of your door with a suit of armor, and then I don't want you to have to protect yourself while you in the house with me. You already get that shit out here. You know what I mean? So,
and to touch back in on that question, what do Black men need from Black women? A safe space. I don't want to hear the shit that I told you in my safe space in an argument. Oh, nigga, that's why you Like, I don't want to hear
I hate
that.
people like that.
You know, like when I come to you and you're supposed to be my safe space, I expect you to take that.
You're like, what my eczema got to do with this?
Oh God, like
what?
take that with you and, you know, help me through that. Don't throw that shit back in my face I've already, you know, after I've been vulnerable and opened up to you in my time of vulnerability. And you turn around and throw it back in my face later.
Yes, and stop doing that, because there are women out here that do not mind being in a safe space and will not throw some weird ass shit back in a nigga face and actually wants him to heal and wants him to feel better. But then they don't feel comfortable opening up to a real motherfucking woman, a real goddess, because of bitches.
Because
I'm gonna just
of
say,
our
because you bitches. Period.
It's bitches like you to make it hard for women like me.
The fuck, stop fucking it up for the rest of us, you know? But I feel like just like on both ends though, like, because I do have issues with being vulnerable, and I do have issues with opening up because of like past of being manipulated and like motherfuckers playing on my vulnerabilities at a very fragile state. You know what I mean? So it's like, although I don't look at like all men are like this, but it makes you just like really fucking closed off. It really does. So
Makes us shut down.
let me see. Okay, so my next question. I think this is my last one, but this is also from a man's perspective. What can make the co-parenting dynamic go more smoothly? I think we all need to hear this, ladies. From a man's perspective.
I can only speak from experience. Once we got out of the idea that this wasn't a thing, we became friends. We don't have to be buddy hang out and all of that, but we talk amongst each other. We have conversations outside of the kids, not about relationships. I mean, we talk to each other about relationships with other people, but not like a relationship between us. But you know, we were all friends with our child's parent at a certain point. We all started off as friends. A lot of it. Yeah, some people, it was one night stands. It was one night stands that turned to a kid. Like rebuilding that foundation that you initially started. People grow apart, and people grow up. Some people don't. But establishing that friendship and boundaries, you know, sometimes just because of the connection you already have, it can be easy to fall into some situations that you shouldn't be in. But as long as you have boundaries, clear communication, and an understanding, and both people are willing to communicate and understand one another, what needs need to be met for us as well as the children. I think a lot of people take the selfish route about it and only worry about what they have going on in the moments and not sure how it's going to affect the child. Like, we giving children trauma before we even know it, before they even know it, and then they are left to unlearn this shit. So building that foundation as friends again, just kind of being not vulnerable, but vulnerable with one another and honest. You know, there's some shit that you don't have to talk about or say to them or whatever, but have some more honest conversations. Just in general, that's relationships in general. People, we need to start having more honest conversations with each other. But rebuilding that friendship foundation, like one of the best moments I encounter with like a friend and the kids and just like a whole co-parenting situation. It was a birthday party and they all had shirts. The dad's wife had on a shirt that said bonus mom. Aww. He had on a shirt that said dad. The mom had on a shirt that said mom, and the mom's boyfriend had on a shirt that said bonus dad. That's dope. Like, it was a co-parenting thing. Yeah,
because it do take a village. It takes a fucking village. Like,
which is exactly what I was getting.
And it's hard to like, you like, taking on the approach like I can do all this by myself, don't fucking do that to yourself, because you only burying yourself and your child. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like I said, like with my dynamic, like shit, that me and this nigga's cousins, we just share a baby. You know what I mean? But it was the journey. Like I going through the postpartum, and like I said, like I spent my pregnancy alone. Like we broke up before I found out I was pregnant, but through the fact that like I didn't think I could have kids, so it was a mutual agreement to allow this to transpire, because like in my head, this might be my only chance. And with or without you, like, you know, I was selfish, and I have those moments too when I'm really feeling like a single mom. It's like, you asked for this, bitch. This is what you wanted, right? But like I said, like his I allow his dad to show up how he can. And I feel like and he can agree, like when I stopped putting pressure on that situation, that helped him show up better, but then that also made a better dynamic between us. Like, if you're not bitching at me all the time and shit like that, we can just talk and shit like that. And it's like, if I don't talk to you, it's been times where I've blocked him, but not no smoke, but like for my own mental health. Like, because you're coming with bullshit, and really I need to be at my best mental state so that I can, if I'm doing this shit by myself, then I need to be great, and I don't need you fucking this up. You know what I mean? So like, if with separation, like sometimes elevation causes for separation. You know what I mean? And this is like in relationships as well. Just any co-parenting, it could be family, or just in a regular relationship, friendship dynamics. Like sometimes we do need to separate and take that time to ourselves so that we can come back to the situation and look at it differently or better. You know what I mean? So I feel like I asked you this question as far as like how a man's perspective, but for the women out there who are single moms, some of the best things that you can do is just, the best concept that I learned from being a co-parent is that we can't control other people's, like what's the concept of like not being too worked up on shit that you can't control. You know what I mean? And like that being the other person's movement. If whether you show up or not, I'm still a mom. You feel me? Shit, I was dada for a minute. Okay? I'm like, I just want to be your mom, kid. And he's like, okay, dada. But I had to embrace that. Shit, he know what's up. But at the same time, like, never taken away from his real dad. You know what I mean? And it's hard to fight through. It could get salty. But once you release that shit and actually start self-focusing and loving on yourself, really, I even got in a situation, short, funny story, but I was chilling with my baby daddy, well, my son's father. I don't like to call him that because that means I'm somebody's baby mama and whatever. But we were supposed to perform together because we both make music. It was some bullshit that happened, but I've met his girlfriends, you know what I mean? And I know how he is. So I know the situation that happened at the club that night, I know he projects. So I give her a hug. I'm sorry. I'm telling her sorry just in advance because I already know how this nigga is. But they're in the house arguing, I'm sitting and chilling with his bro and shit like that. We talking music and shit like that. But it's like I'm emotionally removed from the situation. It's not my nigga. It's your problem now, tits. You know? But it was really liberating because like I remember when I was her. Like, you know what I mean? And like it's crazy to see like this motherfucker still on the same shit. But it showed me a lot of growth in where I am at as a person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so far removed from this shit. Like, if you show up for him, that's great. You know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, like, I still got a job to do. And I can't, like, whether y'all are doing yours or not, I still, you know, it's just really staying in your own lane and, like, focusing on, like, what's important to you instead of worrying about what's going on with the other person. You know what I mean? So, sorry, I was long-winded, but, yeah.
So my end-all question, what is one hard truth people have a hard time accepting about you?
About me?
Yeah.
I'm laughing because my shadow just spoke up first. We're not saying that right now. We're not saying that. The hardest truth to accept about me, you can't control me. I feel like that is a very harsh truth because I do walk to the beat of my own drum, but I listen to God. I listen to what's right. So regardless of how you feel about the situation or me or whatever, I am in my own lane that I created myself. I am so self-focused that yes, fuck you. You know what I mean? If it got to be me against you, I'm gonna choose me every day. And a lot of people don't understand that. Bigger than that too, like me being a giver and being a nurturer and I can be your everything, but once I see that you're not solid and once I finally accept that within myself, I will wipe off the face of the fucking earth. And did you think I was gonna be here this whole time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna choose me every day. So I just feel like that is and I suggest that for everybody. Do that. Like, choose you. You feel me? Like, so a motherfucker know. We standing on business this generation, right? Stand on yourself. So that's me.
Well, I want to appreciate you for coming. Let you know I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Give you your flowers for showing up and being vulnerable. You know, you gave out a lot of information, gave out a lot of game, and you hollered your truth. So,
Feel me?
shout out to you. But once again, this is the Holla the Truth podcast, bringing you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it?
You know most of them can't though.